Hey lovies, welcome to my channel, Craft Away with May. I'm May. As the thumbnail show, we are going to be using pizza pans and Pringle cans. Guys, I'm so excited about today's I cannot wait for you guys to see what I do with these Pringle cans. I'm super excited for it. In my personal opinion, I think it came out very high end. And of course, we're coming in with our terracotta pot today. So we're going to just jump right into our first project, starting with the Pringle cans. We're going to use this DAP spackle. You can find at any home goods store, crafting store, anywhere like that. Pretty affordable. And it is the one that starts out pink, and when it dries white. Now, right out the gate, guys, you see I forgot to paint my Pringle cans. But it's okay, because I put a really thick layer, a thick coat on each of the cans. Now, I am an avid Pringles eater, guys, so don't judge me, okay? I'm particularly fond of the sour cream and onion ones, okay? So I had these Pringle cans sitting around. I'm like, you know what? Well, they weren't sitting around. I was throwing them out. And I was like, let me keep a few of them because I could do some projects with them. Now, you can find the smaller ones, like that one there, at Dollar Tree. The larger ones I did get at Dillon's, but you can find Pringles anywhere nowadays. So once I get them fully coated, and I did, as you guys can see, I used some gloves, and I just started smearing it around. No rhyme, no reason. You can use a spatula with this, like one of the little clay spatulas. That'll work here too. So once they dry, I did let them sit overnight. Now, instructions say you can wait 1 to 5 hours depending on your project, and it'll be fully cured for you. But I was tired, so I just let it sit overnight. And I came back the next day and I painted them in the chiffon cream by Rust-Oleum. My good friend Kathy Jo sent that to me. And so I really like the texture on these, and that spackle gave the can some weight. So next, I'm taking these LED candles that you can get from Dollar Tree. Now, Kathy Jo sent me those as well. And I really like these because you can push the actual candle piece of it out of the glass there. And you can use either or you can use them together or separately. And it was so coincidental that these fit perfectly in these Pringle cans. And now we have some pillar candles. Isn't that cute? Now you can do so much with these, guys. You can go in and you can make them look like wood. You can make them look high end by adding some gold or silver to them. I think the options are really endless here. And the little flames are the flames are like they have like a, oh my goodness, they're flickering flames. Faux flickering flames, okay? I just, finished them off with some suede twine that I had. And guys, look how cute these are. And like I said, they have some weight to them. You can also add rocks or sand to them, but I didn't see a need to do that. So we're gonna jump right into our next project right here, guys. And normally I leave the terracotta pot to the end, but I was really excited about this one, guys. I thought it was super cute. It surpassed my expectations, and I love when that happens. I often share with you guys. And as you can see, I just took one of those styrofoam halves. They're like the ball or dome shape styrofoam. And I paint them in the crimson red color by Waverly. I'm going in giving them some polka dots using one of those small sponge brushes. Now, you'll also see that on the terracotta pot, I did paint it in white, and I painted the base in burnt umber, okay? Because we are making a mushroom terracotta teacup. Yes, I was so happy with this one, and I gotta say, guys, I think this is my #2 favorite. Initially it was the honey pot, so #1 was the teacup and the teapot that I did, my very first one, and then honey pot came in as #2, but I think I moved this one up to #2. It's super cute, okay? So what I'm doing here is I added in some of my Eileen's glue. I had forgot to close the lid on my Eileen's glue, and it spilled all into my mason jar. I had to scoop it out. It was a whole thing, y'all. So anyway, got that top glue down. Then I decided I want to go in with some of this floral like daisy ribbon you can find at Hobby Lobby, because I wanted color, you know, that's me. But I shouldn't have did this. So you guys are going to see in a few seconds where I did end up removing this because I didn't like the way it looked. And so like I said, you'll see right here. I'm going to show you guys what it looked like, and I was like, it's not giving me the mushroom vibe I wanted. I wanted to have kind of that fairy garden feel to it, but I didn't like this. So I end up taking that off. And but before I do that, I'm still going with it because I was like, well, let me see if I can bring it to life. So here we are again, because I was like, okay, this spilled into this mason jar, and it was my bad. I forgot to put that top on there tightly, and it just was leaking for a couple of days. But it was still fresh. It wasn't hard or anything like that. So I was like, I'm just gonna keep using this until it starts hardening up or whatever. So it is kind of airtight because that Aleene's bottle, it fits very snug in there, so there's not a whole lot of air getting in there. So that's what I'm doing with that. So anyway, I know you guys probably didn't need to know that, but I felt the need to share. So sharing is caring. All right, here we go. So once I get that glued down, I'm going to just take some of my greenery pieces here, and I'm going to start putting them at the base of my mushroom, guys, leaving the front part open because we are going to be adding something bare. So I just go around, like I said, the back part of it, the sides and the back part, and then I'm going to leave the front open. So right here, this is where I had taken the ribbon off. It did chip the paint some, and it left some of the glue on there. I didn't feel like sanding that down, so I just opted to paint over it. So it is visible if you're looking really closely, but you know, y'all know what I say. Y'all know my rule about looking at my stuff up close and personal, okay? Don't get in my space. Mind your business, y'all. No, but there was, you know, I just didn't feel like sanding that glue off, and you know, I just was like, we're gonna just paint over this and roll with it. So next I just go in with one of these, I add in the handle, to our little teacup. Then I'm gonna take one of these butterflies. It was a butterfly pick that I picked up at Michael's and got it for 40% off. I'm not sure, I can't remember the cost of it. It wasn't much though. And I'm just going to add that to the front. And that's the color we needed, not that ribbon. And I was like, this is it. This is really coming together nicely. I was like, this is so darling. It's just super cute, and it is. I like those things, and I've said it before, if you've been here with me any time, I like those pieces where you can transition them out from one season to the next. And this is one I feel like can go from spring to summer. And if you play your cards right, you can really transition it into fall. I think so. But that's just me. So then I take another one of these butterflies, a smaller one, and I'm just gonna prop that right at the top of the mushroom, guys. When I tell y'all, I was so excited, I could not wait till the end. I was like, I'm gonna bump this one up to the beginning. So I kind of put these in reverse a little bit, and bump it up to the middle. And so, because I was just so, I wanted to just talk about it. It was just so cute to me. So then, I'm going to take this little mushroom pick that Kathy Jo sent me as well. I think she got it at Dollar General, if I'm not mistaken. I'm not sure what she paid. I know she didn't pay full price for it, but anyway, she shared this with me, and I thought it would be cute to add a smaller mushroom to this, just to give it a little bit more if you will, or just, I don't know, just added an extra cuteness to it, in my opinion. So then I'm taking one of these miniature paper flowers that I got from Michael's, and I'm just going to prop that. I put the mushroom on one side of the butterfly, and I'm going to put the paper flower on the other side of the butterfly. And guys, yes, all I can say is just, this was giving me all the cuteness vibes my little heart could hold, okay? I just thought this was the most adorable thing. And guys, I'm going to show all the teacups that I've made so far. This is number 7. So you guys know I love to hear from you guys. If you've had a favorite from this series, I think we're going to make it to 10. I really want to do more for fall and Christmas, but I think we're going to cap it out at 10. And at the end, guys, you have to let me know if any of them have been your favorite, or if you've liked every single one in the series. I want to know, because I have had so much fun creating them, and I truly do like them all, don't get me wrong. All right, so we're jumping into our last project of the day. We're going to be using that Dollar Tree pizza pan once we get it all cleaned up. Next, we're going in with some of my green paint. I think it's like an evergreen color by Fusion Paint. And I'm just going to take that and I'm going to dab that paint around the edges of that pizza pan. Then next, we're going to take this wallpaper, beautiful wallpaper that came from Dollar Tree. Now, this is one of their newer papers that came out. Kathy Jo also shared this with me in a goodie box, and I really loved it and I couldn't wait to use it. So I'm taking this cardboard ring here that I had in my stash, and I'm using that as my template to circle, to create a circle for the part that's going to go in the middle of the pizza pan. Now, you guys have seen this technique done with many different things: cardstock, Dollar Tree wallpaper, tiles from Dollar Tree. Like, the options are endless. Napkins, paint. So this particular technique is nothing new, but I wanted to create a stand or a little something that sits off in the corner in my office. And this was one of the quickest and easiest ways I could do this and make it look really high-end, in my opinion. So I was really excited about this. And again, to use this paper, because I thought it was just so pretty, and I was like, how can I use it, in what fashion can I use it? So anyway, that's my spill on that. So what I'm doing here is I just took some of that painter's tape, put it together so I can create a full circle here, because of course the wallpaper was not large enough to cover that full pizza pan, the inside of that pizza pan. So this is my way of doing this. I'm sure there are many ways to get this done, but I'm gonna try here to line this up. And I was pretty impressed with myself, guys, because I cut this pretty nice. And you know, for me, y'all know, cutting lines and things and shapes like that, that's not my gift. That's not my gift. It's not in my hands. But I was very impressed with myself. We got us a nice almost full circle here, and it lined up pretty nice. I mean, I should have cut it on the other end. It would have lined up better, but I think we got away with it here. You can't really tell where it stops and where it begins, in my opinion. So I'm just rolling with it. So then next, I'm taking some of this rubbing buff to the gold leaf rubbing buff, and I'm just going to take that and distress the outer parts of this pizza pan, and it ties in perfectly with that gold that's in this wallpaper. And I love that, just the little touch of gold here and there. I really like this wallpaper. So to bring this all together, I'm just going to take some of this jute rope, and I'm just going to outline the pizza pan with it. Again, this is nothing new. I am sure you guys have seen this. If you haven't already done it yourself, this technique is so it's just universal. It's just done. We've done it all of us. We've all done it. You know, it's not a first one for anybody, I don't think. If it is, this is how you do it, okay? And I'm just using a little hot glue to tack that down. Now, I've not had any issues with the wallpaper coming up, but if in your experience you've done that, by all means add some additional glue to it to make sure it stays adhered to the pan. Now, I was going to use these wood pieces that I had got from the Goodwill, and it wasn't enough height for me, so I ended up removing them. They were never meant to be permanent, but it wasn't enough height for me. It was more like a riser. So what I opted to do was take one of the stands in the Dollar Tree Plus section and add this wood round that I had in my stash from Hobby Lobby on top of that, and then I'm going to take the pizza pan and put that on it. And I love the way that came together, guys. And here it is in the final reveal with our little pillar candles that we made out of Pringle cans, y'all. Talk to me about this, lovies. Let me know how you feel about it. And if you're still here riding with me, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, commenting, because I want to hear about it, guys. And we are going to have a giveaway coming up. I do believe I'm going to do it on Monday, so please stay tuned. Please share this video so it can get out. You know, it will better your chances for being entered into the giveaway, plus some other little things. And of course, you know you have to be a U.S. citizen. But let's comment, let's share, let's like this video, and subscribe, guys. That is what helps the channel. The comments, the likes, the shares, all of that together makes our channel grow. And don't forget to let me know if any of the teacups so far has been a favorite of yours. I want to hear about it. Like I said, the very first set, which was the teapot and teacup, and then the honey pot, well, the mushroom now, and then the honey pot. Until the next video, lovies, hugs and kisses, XOXO, bye.